Hello, and welcome to 12-Minute Meditation, a weekly podcast from Mindful that offers mindfulness meditations backed by neuroscience. Research shows that just 12 minutes of meditation a day can yield benefits like increased attention, focus, creativity, calm, resilience, and compassion. So on this podcast, we invite you to explore 12-minute guided meditations from today's leading mindfulness experts. I'm Siri Myram, editor at Mindful. City life can often feel frantic, loud, and cut off from natural beauty. It's not often we slow down and take in all there is to experience. But even in urban areas, if you pay attention, you can hear the call of a bird, notice your favorite color in shop windows, or look up at the vast sky above. In this guided meditation, we slow our roll and take in the beauty of our surroundings, no matter where we find ourselves. Kazumi Igus is a Los Angeles native, science teacher, and trained meditation facilitator through UCLA's Mindful Awareness Center. She currently serves as a WholeSchool Mindfulness Director at one of the few predominantly Black high schools in the Los Angeles Unified School District. Ready to practice? Here's Kazumi Igus.
Hi, I'm Zumi. Thank you for coming with me on this urban nature experience. Let's start with taking 3 deep breaths. And as we begin, I want you to bring your attention to how you are moving. If we're walking through the city or trying to get from one place to another, how fast are you moving? How are you walking? What's your pace? Are you going really fast? Do you have a destination and a time frame? Or do you have some space? Are you moving a little slow? Wherever you are, slow it down just a little bit. If you can afford to walk really slow and it won't hold up traffic, you're welcome to it. If you're not walking and you're in a wheelchair, you're welcome to slow down. And if you really need to be somewhere, try to relax into this pace, whatever it is. Slow and steady, maybe not too slow, depending on where you are. Bring your attention to how you're walking, your balance, how you're taking a step, maybe all the thoughts around how frustrating it is to walk slowly through a city. Just start to notice the small changes, muscles involved, and whatever you're thinking. All of it is perfect. You're just noticing where you are in this space right now. And acknowledging that our minds sometimes are racing and we have a lot of things going on in our lives. Just take a deep breath and bring your attention back to each step. Start to settle into a rhythm, a pace. Again, slow but steady, even if it can't be too slow. Notice every muscle that's involved with creating this locomotion to propel you forward. Shifting your weight. Maybe if you're in a wheelchair, you're using your arms. How are the hands involved? Are you holding something? Maybe a backpack, bag, someone's hand. Really being present with your physical space, your physical body. Noticing again your weight shifting, the muscles involved, and then take a deep breath. And as we move through our urban environment, we start to notice other things outside of ourselves. First thing I want you to bring your attention to is smells. And depending on where you are, that can be pleasant or unpleasant. Breathing in, can you identify a particular smell? Maybe you're getting a lot of smells all at once. Maybe you notice the change in smells as you move past different areas. And as you experience these smells, notice what you're thinking. Are you creating a story? Are you finding yourself wanting to be near a pleasant smell or maybe pushing away, trying to avoid an unpleasant smell? If that's the case, that's all right. All of it is normal. Just experience the smell and label it pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. And if you can identify it, pizza, poop, grass, whatever it is. And then take a deep breath and shift your attention to sights. What can you see? I like to start by focusing on a color that brings you joy. If it's a bright color, you might notice it in wrappers, candy or chips, maybe in ads around you, signs. You get storefront windows that have lots of flyering in it. Maybe if it's something more earthy, like a green or brown, you might start to notice nature, trees, plants. Whatever it is, just pick your color and start noticing it on your walk, on your journey. Whether it's a man made object, clothing, hats, backpacks, things like that, or if it's ad signs, wrappers from chip bags, candy, things like that. That's all man made, and that's a part of the urban environment. But if it's flowers, trees, plants, or just noticing the natural portions of the urban environment, both are necessary. Taking another deep breath, we shift, looking at nature, starting with animals. And for this, let's maybe not focus on the people and their pets. Let's look for the animals that exist in this environment without being owned by a person. You might notice lizards, depending on where you are in the world, cats that don't have owners, squirrels, insects. But I'd like to bring our attention to the birds. Birds are what we call an indicator species. They tell you if your environment is healthy. So look up, look around, listen, You might even need to stop for a moment. If you can hear a bird, start to listen for the variations in their calls, maybe even a different species. If you have mockingbirds, sometimes it's the same bird making a bunch of different calls. Really stop to listen to it as though they're telling you something. You might find the sound of traffic muffles some of the calls, some of their sounds. That's okay. Again, the urban environment is complex and it has both man made and natural things. If you can see the birds, notice their behaviors, their coloration, any details that might pop out at you. And notice your thoughts while experiencing just seeing the bird or hearing the birds. Some species you might be able to see or hear: seagulls if you're near the coast, crows, rock doves, aka pigeons, finches, sparrows, chickadees. Notice if you can identify any of these species, either by sight or by call. Taking a deep breath, noticing where your birds are, probably in some plants, a tree, some bushes, on the grass. Those of us who live in urban environments, we often have plant blindness and don't notice the plants. So take a moment and notice the leaves. If you can see any patterns in how those plants are growing. Are there any flowers? Maybe you can recognize a specific species. Can you name it? Take a deep breath, experience being around plants, animals, in nature. And as you continue moving, keep noticing your color, new plants, new animals. Notice what you're thinking. If you're telling yourself a story, if you're asking a lot of questions. And if you are, take a deep breath and then focus back on the details of the experience: the shape of the leaf, the color of the feathers. And if you aren't thinking a lot of things and you're not telling yourself a story, take a deep breath and focus back on the details of your experience: shapes of the leaves, colors of the feathers. As humans, we cannot survive without the natural parts of our environment. So it's very important for us to be mindful of how our movement through the world affects the nature around us and how the nature around us can affect our experience. Take another deep breath. If there's a big tree or a squirrel that's standing there looking at you, or a plant that's intriguing, take a moment to stop, be grateful for its part in this urban environment. expressing some gratitude that you are even able to experience it today. Taking a deep breath, finding your walking rhythm, slow but steady, whatever works for you. Continuing to notice your color, plants, the animals, and continuing to take deep breaths. Enjoy.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of 12-Minute Meditation from Mindful. I hope you enjoyed practicing with us today. Check the show notes for related content and meditations. And if you are looking for an in-depth resource to help build essential skills to meet a changing and uncertain world with a core of inner strength, join Melly O'Brien and a host of other teachers for the 7 Strengths, a free 7-day online course happening this May 13th through 19th. Learn more and register at mindfulness.com/the 7 Strengths.